If you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is good. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what do we got going on today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, I mean, we're not doing too bad. We're not continuing to drop down even further. I mean, we're finding a little bit of sideways action. We're continuing to find that support at $200 billion for our market cap. I mean, we got a little bit of news today. It's fairly lax. People still talking about the price a whole bunch. You know, we'll dig into all of that in a few moments. But you know what I do got going on for us this morning? I got Samantha hanging out with us here.
Good morning, everyone.
So how are you today, Samantha?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yeah. I'm okay. I have to work later.
Oh, the dreaded work. I bet that gets you down.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I guess since we're going to talk about price, because that's what everybody wants to hear always, it seems like. Let's go ahead and point all up that coin market cap, do one of those wonderful screen share things so everybody can take a look at our computer. Oh, yep, and nice. Thank you for refreshing it. Look at that. Still continuing to be some sideways movement coming in at $6,423. We got that BTC dominance continuing to grow. You know, I always find that to be a big plus. I think that that's going to be one of our big indicators to let us know that we're getting towards the end of the bear market, is that some of this needs to consolidate. As you can see there, the number of cryptocurrencies has popped up once again, coming in at 1,921. Different cryptocurrencies out there, all claiming to have value. We're looking at a trading volume of 13 billion. I mean, that's average. The market cap right there at 202. Let's see what else we got going on here. We got Ethereum's price slipping backwards a little bit, down 2.5%, coming in at $220. I mean, they were eyeing 300, so this is quite the slip backwards. Ripple coming in at 29 cents. That's a 2.5% gain. It looks like we got some small gains as I look down the list here. We got Bitcoin Cash at 505, so that's up $5 on yesterday, which is 1.2%. We got EOS at 501. That's down 0.36. Not a big deal there. Hey, Stellar Luma starting to bounce back a little bit better. They're up 3.6%, but they still got a ways to go. Litecoin at $55.80. That's up 1%. Oh, let's come all the way down here and see if Steam is still alive. And 81 cents. I mean, it could be worse. And that's up 0.75% pretty much right there.
Ooh, that's up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could. I mean,
Yeah.
Bitcoin Diamond's down 12%. So, I mean, what do you think, Samantha? I mean, we got the market cap here at $200 billion. A lot of people say that it's not really $200 billion because, you know, they're coming up with a market cap based on the price of a coin at the market, and then they multiply it across however many coins there are in existence. So they're saying that really there's maybe $50 to $60 billion in the market. Then they're saying that, you know, we took a big dip. They're saying that it was manipulated. I got this stuff about some fake news on the news to look at today. So, I mean, some people say the cryptocurrency markets can't be manipulated. And then on the other hand, you know, you see situations like we're seeing now leads you to believe maybe it can be manipulated. Do you think that we're starting to see a little bit more manipulation than what we used to see because they don't want ETFs in? Some big player out there is possibly manipulating the market on purpose to make it not look good to the ETFs?
I mean, it seems like in the last 30 days, there's been quite a lot of fake news and a lot of price. Like, I mean, I don't know.
All right. Well,
I hope not.
Let's take a look at our tally account here. As we can see once again that the BTC price is slipping backwards a tiny bit, hurting the tally account. But still got plenty of time. Still looking at, what do we got here? 51 days. So, I mean, not a problem there. We got plenty of time to go ahead and fundraise the rest of this money here. As I've told you guys before, we're looking to fundraise the money to go to Electric Daisy Carnival. It's in Tinker Field at Orlando. It's going to be November 9th and 10th. It's a 2-day electronic music festival. I mean, Samantha's really excited about it. I'm really excited about it too. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to actually get out there and shake some hands, meet people face to face. Because usually I just do this YouTube. Usually I just tell friends and family about it, you know, and the in-person stuff usually doesn't quite go as well. You know, friends and family aren't as receptive. And of course, the people here on YouTube, you wonderful people, are here because you care about cryptocurrency already to begin with. So I think that this situation, they'll be open and receptive to the ideal of receiving the new information that there's another type of money out there and that it could possibly be better. And maybe I'll turn some more people onto cryptocurrency. Furthering adoption would be a big plus. All right, let's see if we can't go ahead and stop this screen share. And let's pop out the chat here for Samantha. Hey, it looks like there's some people out here today. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another cup of coffee.
The other Rickus Rick is here. You made it.
Did he?
Oh, yes.
All right, buddy.
He said he woke up at 3 in the morning to pee. And apparently said, okay, I'm watching Bitcoin and coffee.
I appreciate it, my man. I know it's not that early here. As you can see, the sun is definitely coming up around here. Maybe when we get a little bit closer to winter, it might be dark here at this time. So,
oh, Paul Rouleau is here.
Nice.
And TD and Stephen McCoy.
Awesome, awesome.
And Nomadic Giant. Okay, and JT Irby. All right, I'm done.
I'm glad you guys are all out here having a cup of coffee with me. You know, we can get a good conversation going while we continue to go through this bear market that shaking out all these weak hands, because, you know, as I've mentioned to you guys before, I'm here to help new people, but there's not a lot of new people. So I guess I'm pretty much out here doing this for fun, to chat with you guys and see about, I guess, raising this EDC, you know, fund money to try to bring more people into the space. But all right, we got news. Goldman Sachs, the news that everyone was kind of trying to credit this market dip to, saying that they also could have been the one behind the shorts, you know, that this was fake news that was put out by CNBC, because they said that it was a anonymous source.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we've seen, you know, the high ups there and Goldman Sachs saying that this news is pretty much just fake, that they're still working on it. I mean, this is what I'm talking about with the manipulation. You know, what is the market actually like? Are we being deluded to think that the market is 4 to 5 times bigger than what it really is, so that we are starting to think that it's unmanipulatable, when, you know, there actually are people out there with hundreds and billions of dollars and have a majority of it staked in cryptocurrency, and know, you know, they all know each other and are capable of doing backdoor deals and shaking each other's hands and making this stuff happen. Is that what's happening? And is it because they don't really want ETFs, because they're afraid that it will bring enough regulation and it will bring, you know, about the end of the days of the wild, wild west of the cryptocurrency? Because, you know, it will spring off, you know, mass adoption. When the price shoots back up there again, just like we've seen here in 2017, a lot of people jumped in. A lot of people, it may have been for the wrong reasons, but they got in, you know, and some of them stayed. And if this goes to ETF and the price does go up because the accredited investors get in, the common everyday person is not going to want to miss out. So they're going to FOMO into cryptocurrency. They're going to go sign up at Coinbase and Gemini and Avra and everywhere else. And they're going to want to get, you know, their hands on some of this cryptocurrency, and they're going to all want, you know, knowledge and education and, you know, all of the tools that come along with it. Do they not want that? Are they thinking longer game and thinking that they need more time to continue to get their hands on it? So they're going to manipulate the market to make it so the SEC doesn't really want to pass any of these ETFs, so that they get another couple years.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is just because I'm paying more attention.
I got the tinfoil hat on today.
But it is just like, damn, like they keep saying, oh, well, it's because you can market manipulate it. It's because it's manipulable. We don't want it. We can't do. And now it's like, wow, really? Like, there's quite a lot that are saying, oh, fake news. Oh, sorry, we're wrong. Oh, sorry. Oh, like how High Times, like back and forth and back and forth. Like, it's like, which one is it? Like, yes, like every other week, the same companies are going, oh, no, that wasn't real. Oh, wait, yes, it was. Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
it's hard to find a credible cryptocurrency source because, you know, just like I'm sure you guys get out here, all of us YouTubers are talking about the same thing. You know, we all get the same news from the same sources, which means that we're all like, I mean, who's the on the field or on the ground, feet on the dirt, sand person, you know, traveling the world, getting down to all of these headquarters of cryptocurrency, talking to these people, shaking their hands, getting the out of the horse's mouth scoop. You know, there's not really a lot of those people out there, you know. So, and we've seen that the major, you know, news places like CNBC and stuff like that, they can't get this right. They don't know what's going on here in the space. I mean, that was part of the YouTube too. I mean, I figure that I get out here, but it's not like I'm on the ground, you know, talking to these people, getting you the fresh scoop. I'm able to add my 2 cents to it to help maybe direct people a little bit who are new and don't really have the 2 cents in the space.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we also got news that Kraken, I mean, there was false news about them having a security breach and that there was an office that was shut down, and that never happened. I mean, can you just pay off these people? Can you try to manipulate? Because, I mean, before, you know, you can manipulate the market in smaller ways. You know, like the Poloni Xbox at one point, you can manipulate the market. It seemed like now is it just that you pay off the news companies to get the news, like to all put out bad news? I mean, I know that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin was a lot more susceptible to bad news, and it seemed like we had gotten better about the situation. But is there just certain news that it's not going to let go, like, you know, this Goldman Sachs and ETF? Or are we all just reading too much into it? Is it just a coincidence that there's like, you know, oh, these stories were fake. People were just searching for bad news to correlate with the price drop down, and the news ended up not really being real. But the price did still drop down, and the reason the price dropped down is because this is a speculative asset that is going to jump up and down in price, and that's all there is to it.
We have JT Irby saying insider trading big time. We have the Rickest Rick. He's saying, I think using small amounts of Bitcoin every day is the key. Buy coffee, plane tickets, meals with Bitcoin, then go and immediately buy more, and just keep like repeating the cycle.
We do need cryptocurrency to be used, and then we need to get it used a lot more than what it is. I mean, that's why, you know, the promotion of the Claire wallet was on my list of things to do for a bit, and, you know, getting people to start using the Lightning Network is going to want to further the adoption and advancement of it. I don't think that we necessarily need to be using the standard Bitcoin blockchain as much as I used to think that we did. I would like to see more going on with the Lightning Network so that we can start getting on that. But I think as far as the Bitcoin network, I think our daily simple transactions aren't going to make too much of a difference at this moment because there is quite a bit of volume. I think the blocks are usually about halfway full. So I don't see us really needing to push it much beyond that. It's been pretty developed as far as, you know, what we need at this point in time until we see further advancement on the Lightning Network.
We have Pneumatic Giant saying that he swore the sell-off started hours before the rumor. And that the Rickest Rick is saying these big dips are whales waiting for highs to sell.
I don't know. It's complicated. It's like one of those crossroads situations where it's that situations like this do get you frustrated. It's like, I'm tired of, you know, listening to everybody complain about the price. I'm tired of listening to all the media's manipulating me. It's like, it's the same stuff that we're used to in the regular, you know, government world and fiat cash. It's the same kind of things that you have to deal with when it comes to the cryptocurrency. The news is trying to manipulate you. They're trying to, you know, undervalue your dollar while they make their dollar worth more for some reason, even though they're both the same dollars. It's...
Ooh, Stephen McCoy says Boost Mobile in Texas is taking Litecoin for payment.
Ooh,
that's
nice.
Kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Always use case scenarios are going to be one of the major keys to adoption. You know, we just never want to get too much use case scenario because a lot of these, you know, they couldn't handle Visa and MasterCard payment channels. So
scaling. Rick is hate, and he says, then Boost sucks. They should have taken Bitcoin. JT is saying that, yeah, the Pneumatic Giant. And then yesterday they say fake news. Like, yep. I mean, I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention to when that.
So I mean, dropping. It's how do we combat it? You know, complaining is complaining, right? And everybody can complain. Everybody does run around and complain. They do a whole lot of this and not really a whole lot getting done. What do we do to be proactive? If you're not proactive about the situation, then you might as well just shut your mouth and sit on the sidelines, right? And try not to let it influence you. So if I'm complaining about it out here, how do we be proactive? How do we get to the cryptocurrency news that's real and relevant? You know, do we go out and make a Twitter feed and only follow specific people, you know, that are putting out real news, and try not to take in the information from all these external sources? How do we, you know what I mean? Like, how do we create some sort of a news media, like an outlet, a place that you can go, or an email or something that you can get where they're non-biased, you know what I mean? They're not being paid to mess with you and say this, that, or pump a coin, or they're only for the tech. They are only for the true, you know, futuristic value of a year, 5 years, 10 years down the road. Not just, oh, in a week, this is going to be worth this, and tomorrow, and if you hurry up and make this quick trade in a couple hours.
Well, we have Truth Monster saying that he also hates Litecoin. We have Stephen McCoy asking, will the ETF pass on September 30th?
Postponement, probably. I mean, especially, this is what I was saying with this manipulation. It's going to be hard to I mean, because we are pretty much on the verge of them 100% being able to call this, you know, kettle black. I mean, it looks like manipulation. We've been hearing manipulation since the denial of those other ETFs that they're now looking back into.
The Winkle.
No, not the Winkle ones, the other ones.
Oh, yeah. We have, JT Irby, lost my place, sorry. JT Irby saying that this is the most heavily manipulated market, right next to gold and silver, unfortunately.
So, you know, with all of this manipulation happening, well, they're supposed to be making these decisions. It looks real bad. It makes them pretty much kind of not really able to say yes, unless they're going to go about some sort of staging process to try to help regulate the cryptocurrency market to stop manipulation before they bring it to a full ETF. I don't really see that happening. You know, this is what I'm thinking, though. You know, this is what I'm thinking, is that it seems it's too obvious. Like, if you're actually capable of manipulating the market, why are you making it so obvious?
Right. No.
You know, unless you're trying to make it obvious to get these ETFs not passed. Even though I think that we could get a denial, or a postponement here in September, it's, you know, the fact of the overall aspect of getting the ETFs denied straight up and saying that it is because of manipulation in there, and then start stating all of these other stuff. And then once that came out, it would completely drive the price of Bitcoin way down. I mean, yeah, I mean, I would say you could see those $3,000 Bitcoins and stuff if they came out and said that the Bitcoin market was completely manipulated.
No.
I mean, a lot of people would sell. A lot of people would want to be like, I tried to hold strong, but frig this, and want to wash their hands of the situation and walk away from it.
Rickus Rick says, let's start the Bitcoin News Network, BNN.
I've still been following Vortex on his channel. Yep. He had a live Q&A yesterday with Heidi from Crypto Tips. I see your face over there. And I don't remember who the other guy was.
That was some smart dude, but I don't know.
And they took opposite stance, but both supporting Bitcoin at the same time. And they were answering questions. It was a pretty good show. Samantha thought they were biting on our bit a little bit. She's
like, how are you going to throw a girl in there all of a sudden?
But she's been out here for a while.
Yes, no, she has, because we've watched her for, God, at least a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. She's always in pretty places. It's like, shh.
Some people got it like
I know.
That.
I'm like, I like your second job. Haha. Yeah, wow. We have Nomadic Giant saying markets manipulated down is a gift for the stackers. We have Truth Monster say that the ETF will eventually pass. These companies have dozens of ETFs and know the process.
I don't know. Now we're talking about like that. There's rumors that Coinbase is going to like be putting in for an ETF, and that one is going to be passing for sure, or streamlined in, or whatever you want to call it. And that Trump is putting somebody in charge of the SEC commission. I didn't even finish that one this morning.
That's what Nomadic Giant just said. Yeah, is Trump got a new SEC guy that's pro crypto this week, right? Yeah.
Right, so. And that's going to streamline an ETF. And I mean, I'm tired. I don't want to like get my hopes up. You know what I mean? It's easier to keep your hopes low, and then when something happens, you're just super excited instead of getting your hopes up beforehand and then it not happening, and then you having to drop back down suddenly. You're like, oh,
like gossip, like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, like once you start, like I don't know, the more that you speak it and talk about it, the more people hear it, whether it's good or bad and stuff. But yes, it is like, so we're just gonna keep talking about it. And then we're going to all say, no, hopefully it's not. And then we're going to watch it either happen or not happen.
I mean, the fundamentals of Bitcoin are absolutely sound. We have been going absolutely nowhere besides in the right direction of expanding our 360-degree circumference of technology outwards. We are moving on all fronts near privacy, near peer-to-peer Lightning transactions. I mean, they're still coming up with BIPs that are, getting... What are you going on? Oh, sorry. The turkeys are poking into me down here. I mean, I
think they're about the turkey fight.
There's a lot of smart people working on it, and they're still working on it behind the scenes, and they're not needing or feeling the need to go out there and try to get some news article published about them every couple days or whatever, thinking that that's how they're going to pump the price of Bitcoin up. There is no marketing department behind Bitcoin, so all of this stuff happens behind the scenes until it just kind of explodes in your face. You know what I mean? When the Lightning Network took off, a lot of people had controversial feelings about it, and now look at it and look at the adoption that's happening. It's amazing.
I was like, is this our dog barking? But I think it is. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the little dog. All right, we have...
Anything in the chat, or should I just go ahead and wrap this up? Oh, I got stuff on Changely.
Oh.
Will you go take a look and see why the dog's barking like crazy? Sorry about that, guys. All right, so we're looking at Changely out here. Got a little controversy going with them. They got, Shapeshift. They got the Know Your Customer stuff happening over there now. So people were trying to turn away from that. They don't really like to have to give up, your identity. They don't want to have to create memberships. Changely is going to be the next best thing that people are talking about. They have a little Know Your Customer stuff, except for they're doing it through email. So, of course, you can make a Proton email and use a fake name. So that's working out pretty well. The next thing is that people are talking about, Monero holdings and stuff like that when you go ahead and do some changes there. But they're talking about how they're trying to prevent hacking, that it seems like whenever these big hacks happen through exchanges, a lot of times they were going through Shapeshift and Changely at the same time. So they put things on hold. They try to do what they can to make sure that people aren't using their services to victimize, other people, to change it into Monero or something, to be able to hide the cryptocurrencies. I guess this comes down to pretty much that I don't want to see people out there hacking and ripping people off by using privacy coins, but at the same time, it goes to show you that when you're not holding your private keys, when you're sending out currency, you have to understand that you no longer have it once you send it out. So part of doing your due diligence is maybe not sending all your funds at once. It may cost you more in fees, but if you send small portions and small parts little by little over a period of time, you're less likely to get potentially red flagged or anything like that, have your funds held up, have your funds rejected. This is a new system. Exchanges have always been one of the shady areas where you're not in charge. It's like the banks. You have your money in the banks, and then all of a sudden somebody files.
You are having to trust somebody else.
Yeah, somebody files fraud accusations against you. The IRS doesn't think you did the right numbers on your taxes, so they just make a phone call and your money's frozen. You can't run your debit card, your credit card shut down. Same kind of situation. When you're in these exchanges and you use these exchanges, somebody can press the red button and put your stuff on hold down if they don't believe that your paperwork is in the right kind of alignment. I also seen the people complaining about their fees. I mean, everybody got fees, right? I found some places that were cheaper, but they got a lot of know your customer. And then I found some places that are cheaper, or I mean, you know, that cost more. You know, that's one of those things, is that once you get into the market and you're doing your stuff, you got to find yourself the right kind of exchange, the one that works for you. You got to, understand that you got fees and find one that you're comfortable paying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because yes, like we were just, I mean, we spent a bunch of satoshis in like fees when we first started, because you signed up for all of them, like every single one.
I don't know. It's you may pay less fees with a lesser known exchange, but then you're with a lesser known exchange. And it's like, well, you're not getting the same. I don't know. It seems like the smaller exchanges are the ones that usually have more of the problems. A lot of the bigger ones, they're at least willing to try to pay you back if they get hacked.
Oh, Rick is saying the Bitcoin that he has now, he got from a personal sale he made to a guy I met at an estate sale. He says, mention it to every new person you meet, and you'll find others that use Bitcoin that you wouldn't think would. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't talk about it. Eugene preaches up a storm to every person, and I don't really talk about it, because every time I usually talk to females, and it does not work well. It's a lot of questions, a lot of questions.
All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out here and having a cup of coffee with me this morning. I want you guys to go have a great weekend. As always, we're going to try to bring you a weekend episode. If you guys want to come on, if you're thinking that you might want to come on here and answer some questions, just talk about cryptocurrency, talk about your place in cryptocurrency, or any of your thoughts. You don't have to show your face if that's a problem. Not, we'll put up a thumbnail, or you can just call in or something, and we'll put you on a speaker. I'd love to hear from you guys. You got to hit me up on the email. It's eugeneforest20@gmail.com. I think that's the best services I can provide out there as a free help desk service. Go ahead and shoot me those emails. Ask me whatever you got going on. I'll find you an answer. If I can't, I'll go out there and I'll help figure it out for you, or I'll get some other people involved to see if we can't find you an answer. We got to avoid the scams. We got to teach new people about this stuff. I mean, it's going to be the people's money. It's completely revolutionary. I got tools, links, and affiliation codes listed down there below for you guys to check out to help you figure out these cryptocurrency markets. If you have that extra crypto, I got those donational addresses down there below for you guys to donate to help support the channel, because we do this because we care, not because we're sponsored by anybody. We're also running the EDC tally account for us to get out there, do some legwork, go out there, talk about Bitcoin to the public, see if we can't get some more people into the space, help them, bring them in the bear market, which is the best time to buy, right? Besides that, I want you guys to go out there. I want you to make the best out of today. It is Friday and all. And remember, keep your BTC safe.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy.